pixels scream, broken dreams in a digital stream. Fanfics wild with absurd delight. In this madness we take flight. Comic panels twisted in the dark, videos that leave a mark, cringy art that warps your mind. In this chaos we unwind. Sonic insanity, we laugh at the madness, jump in the frenzy, ride on the badness. Sonic insanity, fans gonna ride, crazy tales that never die.
Today we are doing a Richard Kuda related stream. Our first video is going to be about how Richard Kuda got angry about Tangle the Lemur being added into a Sonic mobile game. And now, some background lore that you need to know is that Tangle the Lemur and Whisper the Wolf are new characters in the IDW Sonic comics. And Richard Kuda is obsessed with the old American comics, that being the Archie comics. And because these two characters are getting love and attention from Sega, that makes him very angry. So now, since you're all caught up on that, let's read his rant. Tangle and Whisper in the games. My thoughts. My phone blew up this morning with tons of people messaging me that Tangle and Whisper were announced as playable characters in Sonic Dash and various mobile games. I read a lot of posts from older Sonic fans stating their elation and celebrating this event. Yes, because whenever any character from any other form of Sonic media gets represented in the games, it should be celebrated, because this is a rare thing that has hardly ever happened, and you shouldn't be salty about it. I'm honestly perplexed by this attitude, because honestly, I felt a sadness that cut so deep, where it reminded me why I've always been bitter towards Sega. Yes, this is the way to take it, Kuda. This is definitely the healthiest way to view a cartoon hedgehog franchise. I seriously don't know why Archie fans are so complacent. Wow, yeah, fight against the system, stand up against the man. You tell them how you want your game featuring a blue hedgehog to be. About this, cause I'm seriously outraged. Go protest. I want to see this. This could be your blue arms. The constant abuse. I want to know what abuse is. How does Sega abuse you? I want to hear about that. And negligence of the SatAM/Archie freedom fighters for nearly 25 years, like myself, have been pleading and demanding to get those characters in the games. Well, here's the thing. There has to be enough people demanding it. Sega has to know that the demand is there. And then, once that's met, they can start trying to add stuff in. But unfortunately, I've seen your petitions. They never really blew up. I don't even think you got petitions past 100,000 fucking signatures. I don't think there is enough people demanding for the Archie characters to be represented. And if they are, they're not making it clear enough. So yeah, and Rally for Sally stems from this post. So Rally for Sally was his cry after the neglect from Sega. So it just shows that even afterwards, they couldn't get enough support with Rally for Sally to even get Sally into the games. So obviously there's not enough people. There's not as many people that were wanting Tangle and Whisper, or else Sega would have noticed. IDW has only been around for 2 years, yet these newbie characters, he is using the premiere date of the character to talk about their legitimacy in the franchise, which is not very fair, because there are a lot of new characters that have been represented. But yet I don't see a rant about Zavok have been receiving more attention than Sally and Co. ever have. Not only getting licensed merch, yeah, they're apparently getting a plushie, and that's not good to him. Even though Sally got a plushie, but getting canonized as game characters. Now, you see, the Sonic mobile games are not canon. The Sonic mobile games had movie Sonic in it. It had Long Claw in it. There are non-canon characters in the games. There are characters that didn't even appear in any form of Sonic media that are just put in there for fun, like Android Sonic, Pac-Man. Like, come on, don't consider the mobile games canon. I don't know about you, but this feels like a giant middle finger to Archie fans. Yes, you're always the victim and everyone's out to get you. That's definitely not a terrible mindset. It proves that Sega never cared about the freedom fighters or the fans who have supported the characters since 1993. They've never cared about the freedom fighters, they've only cared about Sonic. The freedom fighters were made as an extension to Sonic and were only used in America and fucking Australia. Now I know some countries did also use a version of the freedom fighters, but it wasn't the same fucking freedom fighters. The Archie freedom fighters were specifically an American thing. Like, none of the other characters besides Sally even transitioned worldwide. And if they were, it was just because that country happened to either import Archie or import SatAM. They were only relevant in America. It's not fair to expect Sega to use these characters they didn't come up with. And I'm talking about Sega of Japan when I say Sega, because Sega of Japan didn't even really want to adopt the concepts that the American continuity was coming up with. That's just not right for you to tell them that they have to adopt it because you're upset. It proves that Sega never cared about the freedom fighters or these characters that have been around since 1993. Oh, by the way, to twist the knife in further, because you are the victim, Richard Kuda, Sega has the audacity to call these characters freedom fighters. Fuck you! Yes, he is this personally offended because they called two fucking characters freedom fighters. Because if it isn't Sally Acorn, you better not call them a freedom fighter. Even though the freedom fighter term has been used in other fucking countries, like Fleetway's Sonic the Comic. They were also called the Freedom Fighters. But I didn't hear you bitch about that. Sonic Forces also called their group the Freedom Fighters, or the Resistance, or whatever. And I didn't hear you bitch about that. But whatever. These characters personally offend you because you think they're ripoffs. There's been so much IDW dick sucking since the inception of this new comic, to where Archie has gradually been phased out of existence. No, you know why Archie's been phased out of existence, and it's because of people like Ken Penders, who fucked over the integrity of Archie and got the license pulled from them. It was because Archie decided to focus more on Archie comics than other licensed properties that they had. They gave up almost all their licenses. So no, it wasn't Sega's fault. It was fucking Archie's fault. It was Ken Pender's fault. It was fucking Life's fault. It's not just Sega to blame. A lot of things went into Archie being phased out. Mainly the Ken Pender's lawsuit, though. Sega pulling the shit they just did has effectively alienated the fanbase even more. Prove it. Prove it that it's not just you and 10 crazy people. That's what Sega needs to see to take you seriously. Prove that it's not just you and Alex Hedgefox that's offended. After browsing through Twitter and Reddit, I'm already seeing this happen. Archie fans are being ridiculed, harassed because of people like you, and practically forced into exile. You are being forced into exile for good reasons, because their characters are no longer relevant. No, because you're a butthurt child about it. How fucking insensitive and tone deaf do you have to be to fans who were around since the beginning? I can't help it that you're old, Richard. I can't help it. And have never received recognition from how IDW fans are. They got everything they wanted in the span of 2 years. While Archie fans, who again have been around for 25 years, not exactly that amount of time, have gotten nothing. And he slowly spelled out nothing because that's how angry he is. So, don't you dare tell us to chill out. Chill out, Richard Kuda. And let IDW have their time. Yeah, you definitely didn't have a comic book that ran for decades. You definitely didn't have a cartoon show that ran for a couple years. Where's the IDW cartoon show? Are you saying Gamer Guides thing counts? Because they didn't get a fucking cartoon show. They didn't get fucking playing cards. They didn't get all the other shit that fucking SatAM got. Fuck off, Kuda. We suffered through over 2 decades of being hated on with zero representation in official Sega media. That is a fucking lie. SatAM shit was all over the official Sega media. There were official Sonic fucking novels being written with the Archie cast. There were comics with the Archie cast. There were fucking cartoon shows, merchandise. Where were you, Cuda? Yeah, there weren't fucking figures and plushies, unless you were in Australia. But what metric are we weighing this on? So yes, our aggression is well justified, and if IDW fans are constantly show their disrespect and kick us while we're down, no, just kick you, then fuck the hell right off. A very mature way of seeing this, Cuda. We older fans have suffered through enough shit like this to where we're battered and exhausted from it. So congrats, IDW fans, you won. The Sally haters won. He is a defeated man. He has punished Cuda. Sega of Japan won. Yes, because they're the ones who own the franchise. And if you ever try to give a straw man arguments on why IDW is more deserving of the silver platter treatment, then be prepared for the unexpected. What's gonna happen? Are you gonna shoot up a school? Because we are not in the mood right now. You represent the whole fandom in your own head. But then again, you actually do kind of represent the whole fandom because there's not even 100,000 of you. We've given this franchise so many chances, but apparently, those who made Sonic famous from its early days, from watching SatAM, reading the Archie comics well into the 2010s, don't matter anymore. Sega has confirmed their feelings toward Western Sonic, and it's unfortunate that they steamroll us like this. Go ahead and enjoy your generic little OCs. Same thing could be said with fucking Sally Acorn. The same thing could be said with a lot of Archie characters. You want me to fucking look at the Knuckles family tree? You want me to see how many original characters are in there? You want me to look at Tails' family? You want me to look at any of the fucking characters in Archie that look unoriginal? Don't get me started on that. Don't fucking call the IDW cast unoriginal. Because Archie was unoriginal first. Like, dear God. Fucking hypocrite. That's one of the reasons why I don't like Richard Cuda. It's because he's such a fucking hypocrite. From your lazy, streamlined comic. I want to know the definition of that. We Archie/SatAM fans will continue to support the real freedom fighters, because we grew up with better characters and structured stories. I'll give you that. I like the Archie stories more than I do the current stuff, but that has more to do with Ian Flynn and less to do with the characters. It's an end of an era, but not a satisfying one. Published June 28th, 2020. And that was Richard Cuda's crazy rant on Tangle and Whisper. What did you guys think of it? I think that it was an amazing read. I love hearing Richard Cuda go on an insane rant about fictional characters in a fictional franchise and being upset because his branch of the Sonic fandom died, even though that was the result of the creators behind it. And that was the result of a lack of demand for these characters. So the reality of it is that Sega is moving on. Sega wants new characters. Sega wants a new take at the comic books. And his stuff has been moved on from. This has already happened with the Fleetway fans who had to watch all their characters go away. This happened with the manga fans who had to watch their characters go away. This has happened with the French fans who got one story and then had to watch their characters go away. The same thing could be said with the other Sonic cartoons like Underground and Adventures of. So I say get over it. The Archie fandom is dead. If you want to read something, go read the fan comics that exist. There's 2 really good ones out there. So you know what to do. Read Archie online. Read Sonic Archie Retold. Go find something else because Sega's not interested and I don't think anyone else is either. So hopefully you guys like this video. If you do, hit the like button. If you really like it, then share it. And if you want to see more, then subscribe. Thank you guys for watching and bye.
Crazy scribbles on a pixel screen, broken dreams in a digital stream. Perfect wild with absurd delights. In this madness we take flight. twisted in the dark. Videos that leave a mark.